Hey everybody. How you doing? It is rainy here and it's the perfect weather for me, seriously. I love it when it's a little chillier, a lot of rain. Love it. How are you doing? Are you freezing? Well, I'm going to turn this down. Are you freezing cold? Oh my gosh. Are you in the Midwest? Let me know. Let me know what's going on with you. So it's 2019. Haven't made an actual video yet. Very excited for my lack of progress in life. But oh, this is just gonna keep playing songs. Well, that's not what I intended. Um, I've just been I have ideas. I have really fun ideas I want to do, but I want to do them differently. But like differently now is this nebulous idea that doesn't have any real ground in reality. Like, what does differently mean? Uh, yeah, and also I just noticed that there's a bunch of stuff on my desk that I didn't put here. Hmm. There's only two people live in this house, so if I had to take a guess, here, let me just move this elsewhere. I've been using my laptop and stuff on the couch. So yeah. Oh, that's an important piece of paper that I did leave here, but I didn't need for it to get covered by everything. So that's cute. Very good on me. Um, let's see, who else here? Hey Shannon. Hey Aphrodite. Hey Amber. Glad that you could stop by even though you're headed to work. I appreciate that. Ooh, -5 degrees. No thanks. No, thank you. Like I like cold weather, but there's like cold and then there's crazy. This one this one YouTuber or whatever that I watch, she has a smaller channel. And she's in Ohio and she said that it was -30 degrees and I was just like, no, that's not even like people aren't even supposed to exist in weather that cold. Like, wow. Hi Megan. So yeah, what a day. But here it's gloomy and there's like just a little chilly, not bad at all, and a crap ton of rain. It's been raining for like 3 days. Oh, glorious. Who's gonna be in the tropics and then just really want it to rain all the time? Me. But not like the rain where it's humid, but like the rain where there's no humidity and kind of chilly. My favorite. I like the cold. It never stays cold for that long. Like, when I lived in West Virginia, it would certainly get cold, certainly. But I didn't get down to that cold. Like, I don't remember ever a news report where it was like -30, you know, negative teens, even a few times, but not that many times at all. It was, that was newsworthy. So, how about in 2 minutes we sprint for 15? Because, y'all, I have got to get some work done. I have been I've been doing good in every other realm of my life. So, you know, I have to rein it in. And I feel like when I'm sitting here with you and we're chatting and stuff, and you're like literally looking at me, I feel like I can't really BS and not concentrate on my writing. So I'm going to set this little timer for 15 minutes because I need it. And I'm figuring some of y'all do too. just a little kickstart. I'll probably stream for maybe an hour and a half or so, maybe two. But it'll be a good start. Good start for the rest of my writing evening. So, what's new with you guys? How have you been? Do you have any plans for this weekend other than like cuddling with your pets and like sleeping on the couch? Which I mean, to be fair, it's a great plan. This weekend, what's the date this weekend? Oh, it's February. Or this weekend will be February. I don't think I have any plans for this weekend. Hmm. I don't think so. I'm just trying to like be more active and pay more attention to my health and my food and the fiance and just like just be healthier for 2019 so that when we get married in 2020 I'll be like ready, you know what I mean? And I want to be, dare I say it, the baddest beach at my wedding. So, I want to lose some weight so I can feel more comfortable with myself and have an easier time of finding a wedding gown. So I may ask a friend to make one, but that's still up in the air. Oh, sweet. It's 15 after. All right, let's do this. I don't know why I did that. Just ignore it. I had too much coffee, so sorry for that. All right. Whoa, why aren't you there? Now you start. Okay, 15 minutes. Do some writing, y'all. 15 minutes goes by so quickly, doesn't it? Let me finish writing this sentence. Okay, so I was going to write directly on my manuscript, but I decided instead to write some ideas out on paper. Um, I'd gotten, I'm writing on Wiped Out, and I'd gotten my edits back some time ago, and I've been trying to figure out how to address the kind of big picture issues. And it's a novella, so I want it to be short, but I don't want to be so short that I'm kind of shortchanging my reader. Do you know what I mean? I want it to be a full story that is told in a short amount of words, basically. So there's been some issues that I need to address. I'm going to put this chair beside me and put my notebook here. So there's some issues that I need to address that I've been kind of mulling over, but I hadn't put pen to paper yet. So I was just writing those ideas down and trying to figure out some scenes that I can add and stuff. I have goosebumps. But yeah, so well, you saw how much I wrote, like two fronts of pages. How'd y'all do? What are you working on? Hey, Aaron. Mason jars are like the way of the world for me. I absolutely love using them for water. There was a time when I used them for wine, and then the math magician kind of broke it down to me that this was a bottle of wine. And I thought, because I was like, I'm only drinking like one glass of wine. Why am I so drunk? He's like, because you just drank a liter. I was like, oh yeah, math really does work. So had to stop doing that. Aphrodite Lee, you're going to be casting all weekend? What does that mean? Casting. Like, the only thing I know that involves casting is like knitting. Ew. I'm confused. Help me out. Mm. Shaden is expecting snow and rain over the next 5 days. Oof. Megan, motivation killer sucks. Let's kick that in the face. Yeah, I've been using mine as a way to kind of keep track of how much water I'm drinking. I've been trying to drink 4 of them a day so that I can stay hydrated, and at least 4 of them a day. 275, working on trying to finish book 1 of a new series. Oh, you're starting a new series? Is this one cozy too, or are you working in a different genre? So, oh my gosh, I'm excited though. Oh, yo, I'm already back in my story. I literally took 15 minutes of me sitting in front of the camera, and now I'm like, I do like that story. I remember why I liked it. Yes, yes, yes. Filming some trailers for my novel Shattered. So we cast it on the characters. Oh, casting characters all weekend. Oh, wow. That, yeah, I was not even thinking about that at all. Very cool. I might I might do a trailer for Murder to Spare, but it'll be something that's fairly simple and doesn't involve like much of anything really. Yeah, 4 is a lot, but I'm morbidly obese, and how does it go? You're supposed to take your weight and X number, blah, 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 something, something, and that'll keep you not dead. So I think that my calculations, I was supposed to drink 3 of these, but since I'm doing the keto diet and all this information you probably don't care about, but I'll say it anyway. So when you're doing keto, it's super low carb, high fat, like modern protein. And because you're not taking in as much carbohydrates, your body has a tendency to not retain water. That's why in the beginning of keto, people will tend to lose a lot of weight very, very quickly with the first like few weeks because they're losing water weight. And so when you're doing keto, you can certainly dehydrate more. You have a tendency to dehydrate. So I'm trying to add extra water. And if you just heard beeping, that is my coffee going off the coffee pot. But I already drink my daily amount of coffee in my big, stupid Walmart cup. So no more coffee today because, my gosh, I'd like to sleep. Erin's working on book 1 of your contemporary romance series, going over draft 4 of the first book today. Cool. I enjoy a good contemporary romance. See, but I haven't read a contemporary romance in a little bit of time. There's a book. Oh, I can't remember. I am going to look it up. There was a book that I thought I had out that I'd gotten through my public library that I wanted to read contemporary romance, which is why it popped into my head. And like a squirrel, I have to act on memories, otherwise I will forget super quick. What was it? Oh no! Oh no! It's already gone back. Oh crap! I wasn't paying attention. Oh, stupid squirrel memory. Crap! Which one was that? Oh man. Yeah. Um, Sweet Tomorrow is by Debbie McCumber. It's book 5 of her Rose Harbor series. What was the other one? I don't know if you could hear that big old truck that drove past, which I don't know why they drive past on this little tiny road. Where are you going? It's not a major thoroughfare. It's kind of dumb. Anyway, enough of my complaining. Jill Chavez, Hot Winter Nights. Man, oh, I love that series. It's Heartbreaker Bay. Crap. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for it again. And I know I was on a stupid waiting list for it before. Frickin' frack. And I'm gonna be on a stupid waiting list again. I use Overdrive to get ebooks because, as you can see, I forget stuff. I forget to take things back, and I often, like the last time I got physical library books, I end up owing $50 from late fees because I totally forgot to take it back. So I decided, you know what? No, we're just going to do the ebooks because they get automatically taken back by the Overdrive system, which that's exactly what this lady needs. I forget stuff, y'all. I just be out here just trying to, remember to do simple things like brush my teeth and eat. Crap. I am now number 22 on the holds list. Oh well. I like her series, so it'll be worth it. And I'll soon forget that I'm even waiting, so it'll be a great surprise. with that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Every day, I did keto last year for the first like 6 months of the year, and then we went back to West Virginia. That's where I'm from, and we were there for, or I was there for 3 months, and that was just long enough for me to totally screw everything up. And then I just let it all go for the rest of the year. And then I was like, okay, let's try this again. So I'm trying it again. But once you get into the rhythm of it, it's not bad. And I like it because I have food cravings like a mofo. Like I'll be able to taste, the freaking whatever it is, like a Big Mac. I'm like, oh, I could really go for a Big Mac. Or yesterday was the Papa John's cheese sticks. I really wanted a cheese stick from Papa John. But when I do keto and I'm really into it, I lose the cravings that happen, which makes it a lot easier to kind of go with the flow. And a high fat diet tends to curb your appetite. And I'm doing intermittent fasting, which is essentially having a time block where you can eat, and then the rest of the time you don't intake any calories. It's the idea behind it is that it gives your body a chance to fully digest your food, to kind of repair itself, and to not elevate your blood sugar level and your insulin level. So yeah, we'll see how this works. We'll see how it goes. I just started doing this again, so that's why I'm all keto, keto, keto. Yup, yup, yup. But I, I assure you, I won't be talking about this all the time, unless you want me to, and then I'll give like updates on these live streams. But I don't really want to make dedicated videos about this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. People can be really mean and judgmental on the internet when you're a certain size and you're losing weight, or at least you're trying to. And I just don't want to open myself up to that. I don't need concerned trolls. Okay, so let's 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, let's break for 15. These 15-minute sprints are going to get me through the day, I feel like. Ooh, the hating game. I struggle to find ones I like, which is partially why I'm writing these. Ooh, what kind of contemporary romances are you writing, Aaron? Apparently, with Overdrive, they charge way more. Libraries have to pay for every checkout. Unlimited amount of reads. That's why the selection of Overdrive is usually pretty sparse. I did not know that. Having a hard time with the huge portions. Um, I don't know. I I don't feel like I have particularly huge portions per se. I just I've been tracking everything and just paying attention to my macros, which is a word I never thought I'd ever use. Macros. It sounds so weird, but one of my problems anyway with eating is that I have a tendency to ignore portions, like portion control. I'm just meeting her. We've just been recently introduced. Oh, that's fun. Oh my gosh, people love K-pop. I just started listening to Blackpink. Um and I low key love them. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. Let's do this 15-minute sprint. Yes. All right, starting now. Let's get some writing in. All right, another 2 page fronts, which is pretty exciting. I'm doing a little bit of character assessment. Um, so I want to make sure that each character's motivation is pretty obvious when it needs to be. If that makes sense. But so I'm trying to make sure that it's obvious to me. Right, putting these pages together. Ooh, wait a second. But yeah, so that's one thing that I'm working on. And another thing is I'm adding a few scenes. I have like a ton of these little clippies. These ones. I'm adding a few scenes and I'm just sketching them out a little bit. Figuring out what's it's not like a complete outline of the scene. It's just kind of a basic overview of who's there and the purpose of it. Like why I need to make it happen, you know? Sure, tell us about your series. I'm interested. I'm excited. Uh, and while you're typing that, I'll tell you a little bit about my book. It's called Wiped Out, and it is a cozy mystery. It takes place here in Hawaii at the North Shore in a little town called Kailua. It's a real town. I decided for this story that I wasn't going to create any fake places really. Well, a few fake places. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But my main character, her name is Freya, and Freya moved here over a decade ago when she divorced. She kind of like made this crazy split and bounced, left her small town and started her life here. And over time, she has made a few friends, started doing some health things for herself, and just making a positive change in her life, even though sometimes her ex-husband somehow pops back up. And in this story, she is in the very beginning, she's talking to her friend and she hears some screaming outside and she realizes that someone has basically died very close to her front porch. And so goes down there to she goes down there to figure out what's happening and to call 911 and everything like that. And from there she kind of finds herself involved in trying to figure out who done it. And that's the story. It's a novella. It's right now it's about 28,000 words and is probably going to end up being around 33 or 34. And I'm using it as a newsletter magnet, which means that I'll be giving it away as a freebie for people to join my newsletter, which is exciting. And for people who are already on my newsletter, I'll just be giving that to them as well. And yeah, I'm pretty hyped about it. Pretty hyped. One of my plans for this year is to grow my newsletter exponentially. So, and this will be something that I'll be talking about definitely a bit more on the channel, like newsletter stuff. Some yeah. So let me see. A 7 book series following K-pop group 24/7. Mm. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, with your characters, will they each have like the public persona, and will that public persona match their actual personalities, or will it be more like she's seen as the sweet and innocent one, but actually she's really the crazy rebel? That's fun. I like that idea. I I find I find like the huge surgence of K-pop and like the love for K-pop in the US really interesting, because, for a time barely anybody really talked about K-pop. It was just like kind of a little niche thing, but now it's huge. True, BTS was definitely the gate the gateway drug to K-pop. Mm. All right, it's 7 after, so let's do another sprint at 15 after, because if 15 minutes is working, then why change things? I'm going to tweet this out real quick. Are you lacking motivation? Come right with me and fight against it. At least that's it's working for me, so hopefully it works for other people too. I kind of abruptly late last night decided that I was going to do this. So I didn't really tell people beforehand. I think I told people like maybe 30 minutes before, because I am excellent at YouTubing. I am the YouTuber of all YouTubers. But it was kind of selfish. I really just wanted to kind of get myself motivated and back into the swing of things with my writings. I have so many books that I want to write, and this fell for my little rack here. It says I want to believe. It's a X-Files thing. Oh, excuse me. It's a X-Files thing. I want to believe. And I have it over here on this. My eraser and dry marker, or dry eraser and marker. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying. But I have it on my whiteboard that's over here. But it had fallen off, and I put it back because I do want to believe. Also, I used to love X Files. Wow, that was my jam. But yeah, there's I've just been in this like lack of motivation rut, and I know that when I do a stream that I get. Oh, thank you. I know that when I do a stream, I actually will sit in front of here and really write, because it just feels really awkward to be pretending to write while you're doing a live stream. So, and I appreciate you being here with me. It's really awkward to kind of talk to yourself. Oh my goodness. How far along are you? Oh, you said this. Did you say this was your fourth draft of book one? BRB. My kitty requires attention. Aw, kitty. So yeah, one thing that I'm doing that I think is going to be really fun later on is I have this. This is the Batman, and I got this in like a loot crate some months ago, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I decided that I'm putting little scraps of paper in it that just has a good thing, just a good thing that happened that day. I was going to do it every day, but I decided that I would just do it any day that strikes me, where there's something good that happens. I'm like, you know what? I want to remember this. And then I'm dating it, writing it down. And then at the end of the year, I want to dump all my little scraps out and just remember all the happiness. And I didn't want to do it every single day because, not every single day will I be able to clearly think, you know what, this is the good day. This is the good thing from today. Because sometimes a day is just crappy. And I don't want to pretend to myself or lie to myself, yes, all this good stuff was happening when it wasn't. But I thought that would be fun. That'd be like a nice way to remember good stuff that happens. So I do journal, but my journal tends to be more me kind of trying to sort out ideas and thoughts and stuff rather than taking note of what happened that day. When I first started journaling, my mom gave me my first journal, I think when I was in the sixth grade. And when I first started journaling, then I would take a daily account of everything that was happening. Like it was a diary more than a journal. But with this, um, like I said, with my journals, I'm kind of more taking assessment of things and kind of thinking out situations, whether it's what I'm doing with my life or my family, friends, or whatever, or if it's something that's writing related. But it's fun. I like to journal, helpful. And having like the little scraps of daily things that are fun. Like yesterday's was we took a spontaneous walk in the rain, and that was so fun and it was cute, and we, like, held hands and walked and chatted, and it was just raining enough so that of course our glasses were all speckled, and we had to pause so I could wipe my glasses off. I don't know how he does it, but he it doesn't seem to bother him, but I can't stand to have like spots on my glasses. It drives me nuts. But yeah, so that was like the one thing I wrote down on my little scrap piece of paper. I don't know if you guys can hear all of, like, the background sounds, like someone just started a car and stuff, and occasionally there's people walking back and forth. Sorry about that, but I live in a neighborhood where people do stuff. Okay, so in about a minute, I will start the 15-minute timer, which I'm super hyped about. Let's do some more writing. I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are, whether you're with me now or you're watching this later. I appreciate you being here. Seriously. Okay, it's 15 after. I'm starting a timer. Let's get some stuff done. goes. Time's up. I got a bunch of alerts on my phone. Okay. So again, 2 pages, which is excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Is I feel like now I have a really good basis to go into my novel and start kind of, you know, fixing a, a couple plot holes and a few issues that I have with my characters. And yeah, so this has gone very well for me. I hope it's been going very well for you. Book one is obviously the furthest along, about 15K into book two, and most of the others are outlined and have a handful of scenes written for them. That's so much fun. Are each of the books going to kind of be interconnected in terms of like a timeline? Like, are they all happening at the same time, or do they happen like one after another? So, like year one, year two, for 7 years. Hmm. Like time is always one of those things that I don't I wouldn't necessarily say I struggle with it, but I think about it a lot when it comes to my writing because I always want the time to make sense. And like with the whole cozy mystery thing, there's I'm kind of writing 2 series. Excuse me. And of course, with each book, generally there's some kind of murder, but I don't want to do that thing where all of a sudden there's a murder like every few months in this small town. I don't want to write like a murder island kind of thing. So trying to figure out how I can. But I think there's also some cozy, like a lot of cozies that um, don't necessarily have a murder, but there's some other kind of mystery. So I might utilize that, see how that works. But we'll see. But this is book one of my beach series, and then Murder Despair is book one of my Mystic Eye bookstore series. Hey, Aphrodite. I have lined, I have them laid out over a timeline that currently covers 6 years. That's interesting. Hmm. I wonder if after they've all gotten hooked up, if they're still going to be doing the band. I remember with like pop stars from the US, they would typically, even if they were involved in a relationship with somebody, their management team would make them keep it quiet unless it was with another superstar pop star, like with Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, right? That became like a huge thing. But yeah, so that's interesting. Novella, like this is my first novella, and well, it's my first novella that I actually finished. I have a few that I'd started, but ended up abandoning because either sheesh, sorry, I either felt like the story was too big for what I was wanting to write it for, or I kind of written myself into a corner and I didn't feel like going back and fixing it, basically. But so, like a novella to me is kind of like a challenge of how do you write a complete story in a short span of pages. I think I'm doing okay with it. I think I'm doing okay. I'll get better as I go along, but that's anything, right? Whoa. Um, not, I said whoa because I was looking at the compulsory military service. I did not realize that. I hadn't thought about that in terms of like a K-pop band and how that would affect their career and stuff. That's like a whole different train of thought. It's interesting. Yeah, novellas are definitely a challenge. Writing small is a challenge. I my background is in journalism, so it was all about, keep to the facts, write it out, write a full story in a short amount of space as possible. Because I was writing for newspapers. Uh so so I guess the whole novella thing doesn't go too far against the grain for me, but it's still a challenge. It's definitely still a challenge. Oh my goodness. Y'all, some killer cramps just kicked in, boys. Oof. Okay. Mm. Oh, I guess that's gonna be a thing. Oh. Why the idols are able to delay until about age 30, but the laws have changed recently so they can be called up at any time. Whoa. Mm. My idol doesn't has never helped. I'll be taking Tylenol and CBD. Keep to the facts and make it interesting read. There's a challenge. That is a challenge, but I like to think that I can reach the challenge. When I was writing newspaper articles, my favorites were always kind of the oh my gosh, I can't think of the word, but it's like the stories that you write there where it's kind of more story form, where you're telling a bit more background, and I don't know, it was just fun. But I decided that I didn't enjoy doing the newspaper thing. It's too fast. You're only as good as your last story, and you're basically pumping out stories every single day. I like this kind of approach better, where it's more of like a long view of a story. And I love writing series because then you're kind of going on a journey with your characters, and you're watching their lives revolve and stuff, and evolve. And I like that. Mm. Oh, I love that you guys have made a K-pop connection. That's so cute. Let's see. Oh, in 6 minutes, let's do a 15-minute sprint, and then I'm gonna call it because I am going to take stuff and lay down and curl up in a blanket. Sometimes the circles happen. That is true. Um, Aphrodite, are you doing a live stream? And I'm not sure. Should I start doing these again weekly? Should I do them like monthly, every 2 months? What do y'all think? I was doing them weekly, and but then I found myself like at the end of December or beginning of December. Yeah, the beginning of December, because I took some time away from social media for a bit. But I found myself in the beginning of December. I wasn't really doing like sprints as much as I was just chatting. Oh, you guys are doing Tuesday at 8 now. Well, gee whiz. Well, I'll be able to. Let me write that on my note board here. I totally, totally have no idea what's happening anymore. I was doing so well, and then I took my little YouTube and social media hiatus, and then I freaking fell off. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that is an hour before my Twitter chat, hashtag right stuff, which is every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we talk about all kinds of different topics that involve writing in a writer's life. Um, this week we talked about imposter syndrome and how it makes you feel and what you could do instead and blah 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 blah. I'd be down for weekly, but whatever works best for you and your schedule. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I had to think about it. So I like doing it weekly, but sometimes I think that, like I said, I think that in the end of the last year, I was starting to get tired, and instead of actually writing, I was just talking, which kind of defeats the purpose. Hmm. So maybe every other week. That'd be good. Hmm. Plus, I still need to make some videos. I'm gonna make kind of a compilation of 2018 moments. I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna look like, but I'm gonna do it. And I've been thinking about it so much that I haven't done it. And now we're about to hit February. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm a mess. But I want to do it because I just think it would be fun. And I haven't done a video like that before. And I don't know, it sounds like a fun idea. And I want to do a video about like the books I read last year and how my reading's changing and yada yada. Because I'm a book nerd, so I want to talk about some books. Yeah, if you ever have a chance, you should definitely stop by. I think my Twitter link is in the description at Pen Paper Pad. Um, yeah, come on over. I think it's fun. I think that it's we have like a wide range of writers who come in. There's some people who have been writing and publishing for literally years, and there's some people who have been writing but they haven't published anything yet. There's indie authors, there's people who are traditionally published or trying to be traditionally published, and then there's like people who are hybrids who do a combination of both. And it's a really welcoming group. It's fun. I like it. I've been hosting it for 3 years. I don't talk about it nearly enough on here. And that should be one of the things that I fix because I've really put a lot of work into write stuff, but I'm not the best with self promotion. Oh, okay. So DL Tillery does it on the other days. Okay. All right. Let me write that down to you because I will forget because I am a squirrel. Oh, very, very cool. Ooh, y'all, we got 1 minute. Yeah, definitely. If you can pop by, please do. Ooh, shiny ducky, quack quack. It's time to write. Let's do this last 15. Let's really get into our characters' heads. Me. And let's do this thing. 15 minutes starting now. Time's up. Hmm. So I didn't like how I had written the. Oh, two more pages again. I don't know why 2 pages seem to be my magic number for these 15-minute sprints, but I'm not mad at it. Did you write? Let me know in the comments. But I didn't like the way Wiped Out had its original ending. And I just spent this last 15 minutes kind of planning out what how this next ending is going to look. And I like it much better. I think that it fits better with the story, and it should set up the next book pretty well, which I like that as well. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So 8 pages of front written word things. That's been really exciting. Yeah, 15 minutes goes fast, doesn't it? It'd be going quick. But it kind of makes my brain operate a little faster, you know? I'm trying to get as many ideas down as possible in a short amount of time. Oh man, I feel accomplished. Yes. I feel like I'm a writer again. Do y'all feel like that sometimes when you don't write for a X amount of time, you're like, am I still even a writer though? Or am I just one of those people who talks about writing and doesn't do writing? But now I don't feel like I just talk about it. I'm doing it. Yes. I'm finishing it. My hope is to have this rewrite done and send it to someone just to get their opinion on the changes if she has a time. If not, then I'm not sure. I haven't thought of a plan to. But yeah, so hopefully she'll be able to do that and give me her opinion. And then I want to format it and do all that good stuff. I have a cover. I wish that I could, or I don't think that I can share things here, or can I? Let me see. Let me see if I could share things on this Hangout. Okay. Let's, all right. That was weird. Okay, Hangout tools. What's you? What's you? What's you? Hmm. Maybe? Maybe I could do a screen share. Oh, we experimenting up in here. Uh-oh. We doing new things. We don't know if we're doing it right, but we're trying it out. Now, a lot of times, I found Google to be kind of finicky with me when I try to do new things. So if for some reason this abruptly ends or whatever, I'm sorry. I was doing too much. All right, let's see. Share. Are you sharing everything? Oh no. I don't want you to share everything. I don't want you to share this whole entire mess. Is it sharing that now? So That is the cover for Wiped Out, the Beach Bound Cozy Mystery Series. And it's a simple cover, but I like it. It's cute. Oh shit. What just happened? Okay. I don't know. I don't know what you were able to see, but on my end, that looked crazy. I tell myself I'm going to write every day, and I'll have a sprint where I will write every day, and then it'll not happen. And then I'll get back to it, and it'll stop, and it's an ebb and flow. Oh, thanks! I'm glad you guys like it. Yay! I like it a lot. And the designer, the graphic designer, it was like a pretty cheap cover, and it's cheap, but it does. I don't think it looks cheap. So that was exciting. Because my gosh, this stuff is expensive when you're doing it all on your own. Hi, Steven. Um, in college, I was writing for the school paper. So I was writing a lot of nonfiction back then. So I definitely was not writing a lot of like fun stuffs, fun fiction stuff. Though I wrote more poetry back then. So yeah, it's really expensive. And, I don't want to cut costs on quality. So uh, it's, so I'm like on the eternal search for cheap things that are still good. Like the cover. I feel like it's a cheap thing it's decent. It's not terrible. I like it. I think that it represents the story well. And it's going to be real, real cute when it's hitting people's emails and they read it and stuff. And hopefully they like it okay and not terrible. Oh, gosh. Well, y'all, how long have I been here? I've been here for 119 minutes, according to the YouTubes. And I feel like that is a long time. And I need to take my Tylenol and my butt to that couch back there. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming and chatting with me and writing with me and just making this an excellent experience because let me tell you, I have been so unmotivated and I've been really frustrating myself and I was just struggling to figure out a way to get me out of this rut of I'm ignoring writing, even though I'm thinking about writing every single day, but I'm not actually putting a pen to paper. Ugh. But this, y'all, helped me to break out of it, in which me and my mental health, thank you, because I was driving myself nuts. But now I have 8 pages of notes that I can go back, work into my story. I'm freaking excited about it again, and that feels good. And yeah, I'm just happy. Mm. Yeah, I format my stuff myself. That's one way that I'm decided to cut down on costs because well, draft to digital, that platform, it's a platform where you can publish your books to many different places all at once, and you can kind of do a formatting through them. So at first, I had formatted myself, and then I kind of started working with that platform, and it seems to looks pretty good. You know, the last Blood Roses and Honeysuckles, last book I published, I liked how it turned out. So I'll probably do that again. Though I'm not sure if I can do that with a book that I'm not actually going to be publishing on platforms or something. I'm not sure how freebies works. Is basically what I'm trying to say. But so that's something that I definitely need to explore. But I've just been really focusing on just finishing the thing. And I'm getting close, y'all. It's right there. It's right there. So again, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope that you are staying warm wherever you are, that if you're in the frigid temperatures, I hope that you don't have to leave the house because that sucks. And I don't know, have some writing done. Get some writing done. It feels good when you hit the good spot and you get the good stuff happening. So thank you so much. I'm going to log off of here and go lay on this couch. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.